This episode is going to be in a little different format. I will summarize several recent day hikes in Yosemite, Sequoia, and Kings Canyon National Parks, during which I had the pleasure of seeing a lot of giant sequoia trees. Beware, there are entry fees to get into each of these parks. Giant sequoias are the largest trees in the world and can reach ages of up to 3,400 years old. Many of these giants have survived for so long because they're adapted to periodic fires. The bark of a giant sequoia can be up to 18 inches thick, which provides resistance to burning and protection from heat. Fire also burns away undergrowth, providing the conditions needed for sequoia seed germination. Sequoia cones, which carry sequoia seeds to the ground, are surprisingly small for the size of the trees that produce them. If you've never seen one of these giants, you will certainly enjoy seeing them. Fortunately, they are very accessible in all three of the parks. The trees can only be found in 73 isolated groves across the western slopes of the Sierra Nevada mountains, and several of the groves are in the three national parks. If you only have time to see one giant sequoia grove, then I would recommend the Giant Forest Grove, mainly because that's where the largest sequoia is, the General Sherman. The General Sherman is 275 feet tall with a diameter of over 36 feet at the base. What a monster. It is truly awe-inspiring. To get to the tree, we parked in the upper parking lot and took the main trail about a half a mile to the General Sherman. The trail's paved and a pretty easy short hike, which was a relief on that hot day. Once you've spent some time viewing the General Sherman, you can continue on the Congress Trail to see many other giant sequoias, including the House, the Senate groups, and the President tree. The grove is located off of General's Highway in Sequoia National Park. On the drive to see the General Sherman, we passed what is the most accessible grove of giant sequoias we saw, the Lost Grove. It is located next to the General's Highway. All you have to do is park in the parking lot on the side of the road and step out of your car, and you're in the middle of this impressive grove of sequoias. This is great if you're not in the mood for hiking or if you have some lazy people with you. We also hiked on trails in Grant Grove as well as on the Big Stump Trail. The Grant Grove is located in Kings Canyon National Park, which is adjacent to Sequoia National Park. This impressive grove features another very large tree, the General Grant tree, as well as the fallen monarch, a fallen tree that now serves as a tunnel. It's pretty cool. The grove is located 1 mile from Kings Canyon Visitor Center. There are several trails in this area, including the General Grant Tree Trail, which is a 1/3 mile long, and North Grove Loop, which is 1.5 miles long. We only had time to do the General Grant Tree Trail and found it easy and enjoyable. The Big Stump Trail is very close to one of the entrances to Kings Canyon National Park. This 1 mile trail is a bit different from the others as it meanders through a grove of giant sequoia stumps. The trees were cut down in the 1800s, and the stumps are in amazingly good condition. The most famous of the stumps is the Mark Twain stump, on which they have built stairs so you can stand on top of it. The trail was not difficult, but except for a section near the parking lot, it isn't nearly as well maintained as the others we experienced on the trip. It also has almost no hikers on it, at least on the day that we hiked it didn't. I guess stumps aren't that glamorous. As I mentioned before, Yosemite National Park also has some trails that you can view giant sequoias on. The largest grove of sequoias in Yosemite is the Mariposa Grove. There are several intersecting trails in the grove, varying in length from 2 to 6 miles. They're rated easy or moderate. Famous trees in this grove include the grizzly giant, a massive sequoia, another tree called the fallen monarch, and a walk-through tree, the California tunnel tree. These are all found in the lower grove. We hiked on the Mariposa Grove Trail and the Grizzly Giant Trail. Both trails were heavily traveled and in extremely good condition. The Mariposa Grove is located off of Wawona Road near the south entrance to the park. We also hiked on the Tuolumne Grove Trail to see the grove of giant sequoias there. It's off of Tioga Road. The most famous tree in this grove is the dead giant, which is a walk-through tree, or rather a giant walk-through stump. There are about 25 sequoias in this grove. Most of the trail was on what used to be a paved road, so it's considered an easy hike. All of the trails I have reviewed on this episode are very accessible in that the trailheads are near the parking lots. The one exception to this is the Mariposa Grove. There, you have to wait for a shuttle bus to take you from the parking lot to the trailhead. Our wait on that late August day was very long. It was sort of like waiting to get on a ride at Disney. If you've never seen a giant sequoia, it is worth taking the time to hike one of these trails to experience them, if you're going to be in Yosemite, Sequoia, or Kings Canyon National Parks. Please pardon me if I mispronounce the names of any of the groves or the roads. Shortly after this podcast is published, I will upload a few sequoia photos to my Instagram account. My Instagram name is Goosa Hikin. That's GOOSAHIKIN. A final thought. Enjoying the great outdoors is exciting and fun, but don't engage in strenuous physical activities that are beyond your capabilities or your physical condition. Make sure you know what wildlife you may encounter on your journey so you can be prepared. Also make sure that you carry an emergency medical kit, water, and a map, and always stay on the trail.